for a better view, welcome to do that. I have notes. Hold on. There we go. Oh, I'm Christina, by the way. I'm the director of Startup Institute New York. Thank you for the applause. I joined the Startup Institute family back in February when we were just one location up in Boston. And I built the New York program with an amazing team here. We graduated our first class this summer. This is now our second cohort. And in doing so, we've also expanded to Chicago and have some pretty exciting international expansion plans to be announced soon. So we're growing fast, and we're so excited to have you here to get to see our capstone event. The Student Expose is our, it's the capstone of 8 weeks that these students have spent learning skills, learning the culture and the mindset of startups, and building their network so they can transition into jobs. But for many of them, these 8 weeks is actually the tail end of what has been months and even years of work, translating their experience from the corporate world, nonprofit, academic world, to this world of technology startups. Some of them are straight out of college, and some of them have 15 years of experience. So we have a pretty wide range of backgrounds that you're going to get to see today. Many of them moved here to New York for this program and are excited to stay and become part of the Silicon Alley community. I handpicked them along with my team because we think they are the best and they represent the most potential to join this community and, more importantly, add value to your company. So we're excited you're here to get to meet them. I want to thank our partner companies, our guest instructors, many of whom are here with us today, for helping us build this program. If you are not part of being involved in the program and you want to learn more, find me afterward. I'm the tall girl in the blue dress. Can't miss me. Also want to thank our sponsors today, Goodman Procter for this beautiful space, and Hint Water, keeping us hydrated without sugar. I had to say that. And last, a bit of a plug. Our spring cohort starts in March, and we are currently accepting applications through February 9th. So if you know of someone who wants to get involved in this community, is looking for a way to transition in, and they're not really sure how, send them our way. Have them come apply. We'd love to meet them. The spring cohort is actually going to be the first in our new space in Lower Manhattan, which is a result of winning Take the Helm grant from the City of New York last month. So we're very excited. As soon as we have that up and running, we're going to throw a big welcome party, and we hope you all join us for that as well. If you're not on our mailing list, you can go to the website. We're not going to spam you just because you signed up today. So head to our website, give us your email. We'll make sure to keep you in touch about all those details. Quick two shout outs. If you want to chat more about this program, you can find me, but you can also find any of my team members. We have a gentleman up here, and then in the back, wave quickly, show them who you are. So you can find any of them if you have questions or want to learn more. Or if you're trying to get connected with a student that you took notes on and you want to meet, you can't find them, grab one of us. We'll pull them aside. Also want to give a shout out to our Startup Institute alums in the audience, both New York and Boston. Little hand raising, there you go. So we have a great contingent here to cheer on what is a little bit hazing and a little bit debut in this experience. So, without further ado, on with the show. Abshir?
Hi, I'm Abshir. I'm junior dev with a keen interest in data and social good. A couple of years ago, I created an alternative news aggregator. It didn't go so well, but the experience of doing it exposed me to programming, startups, and most of all, to the idea of tool making with code. I then began to wonder what it's like to be able to build things with code. To find out, I decided to teach myself how to program. And now, 2 years later, and 8 intensive weeks of programming at SINY, I'm finally in a position to render normal to appreciate how cool and how powerful it is to be able to code. I'm standing here for you today because I'm looking for a junior position in your cool startups. What am I promising? 2 things and a bonus. For your team, I'm going to work harder than any junior you have seen. For your programs, I'm going to be learning from them and working for them a lot. For your team, you will have a very different guy for your All-American team. So to speak. One more thing. If you're looking out for a junior, I'm looking out for you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is David Appleby, and I want to be your client's knight in shining armor. At my last job, I was primarily responsible for three things: scrap metal purchasing, metal sales, and keeping 40-some-odd truck drivers in line and on time. What do all three of these jobs have in common? Relationship building. I firmly believe that high-touch relationship management and stellar customer service can set any business apart. I took every opportunity that I had to get out in front of my suppliers and my clients. Hey, I heard that you just installed a new rotary furnace. Can I come down for a tour? You know, I'll be headed by your yard on Thursday. Can I pop in, see a new baler, maybe take you out for lunch? Having a real relationship with the people I relied on most meant that when there was a discrepancy at a truck scale, I was given the benefit of the doubt. It meant that when an exponentially larger competitor tried to buy scrap out from under me for a marginally higher price, they were told to take a hike. It meant that one of my accounts had a small problem. They felt comfortable coming to me before it became a big problem. If your clients need a little TLC, come find me.
Woo!
Hi everyone. I'm Arnab. I'm in the web development track here. My previous background has been in mathematics and statistics. And while I was in graduate school, I developed an interest towards the fields of data sciences and marketing, but realized soon enough that I needed more in-depth web programming skills. This brought me to Startup Institute, right in the first place. But while in here, I not only dealt with various programming skills like Ruby on Rails, Node.js, but also got a chance to interact with a huge network of people and companies that shared my interests. So at the end of these 8 weeks here, I feel confident to say that I'm looking for a position as a web developer or as a data scientist. And I'm very excited to join this startup board. Once again, I'm Arnab, and I love data and coding.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonathan Carrillo, and I've done some amazing things in my career. From DJing clubs, creating marketing campaigns, to rocking the mic with Truth, an anti-tobacco campaign on the Vans Warped Tour, I get shit done. I'm your brand experience professional. I vow to love your brand as much as you do. Fuse TV and national radio stations are some of the media sources that I was featured on in order to talk about important brand messaging. I have the skills to learn the ins and outs of your brand and engage communities while passionately integrating your company's mission. Also, I'm bilingual, I'm your company's hype man. I've been able to engage 2,000 plus people with a microphone and a melody. I have the skills to create awesome ideas, lay out the framework, and showcase it to an audience. My experiences range from one-on-one interactions, social media, to launching one of the biggest dance parties the Vans Warped Tour has ever seen. Let's take your enthusiasm and your message and bring your brand to life. All you have to do is give me a shot. My name is Jonathan Carrillo, who's ready to party.
I was born to sell. Moving people to action has long been a passion of mine. I got my first sales job when I was in 4th grade. I was the kid selling candy out of his locker. Now, I know that the value proposition of candy is huge to a 4th grader. Sales cycle, very short. But the success that I gained from the experience made an indelible impression on me, one that drove me to develop a full stack of selling skills throughout the course of my career. I've been a top performing outside salesperson for blue chip medical device and biotech companies. I've been a top performing salesperson as an inside salesperson. I even owned my own phone room when I was 26. In an effort to gain a more comprehensive understanding of the business world, I got my MBA from the University of Chicago. Since then, I've been able to add more valuable layers and dimensions to my profile. For the past 2 years, I've implemented and developed sales protocols for 2 early stage startups. I came to the Startup Institute to find star up-and-coming companies that are in need of growth. My name is Ken Forte. The candy store is open, and I'm looking for new candies.
So.
¿Por qué estoy aquí? Why am I here? That's what I asked myself when I arrived in Madrid, Spain for my freshman year of college. I learned a lot about communicating that year, and it wasn't just a language thing. I caught on to that pretty quickly. But it was more of the cultural guidelines, the proper body language. I even had to rethink the way that I dressed. But my education abroad really fed into my training as a designer, because it helped me realize that at my core, I'm a visual communicator. I take opinions, perspectives, and ideas and translate them into lines, layouts, and colors. And I strive to create experiences that make an impact and tell a story and engage users to think. My name's Kayla, and I live my life with purpose and optimism, and I design the way that I live. I'm looking for a position as a UX, front-end, or graphic designer at a social enterprise company. And I look forward to learning from individuals who are just as excited as I am about creating cultural, verbal, and visual dialogue. Por eso estoy aquí. That's why I'm here.
You guys all saw that. That was awesome. My name is Ryan Gilman, and I make it rain. Or flurry in this weather. You guys don't have to laugh at once. So, there are 3 things you should know about me. The first being that I love collaborating with others and forming partnerships. The second, that I'm an entrepreneur. And the third, that I'm a lawyer. To touch upon my entrepreneurship experience for a moment, earlier this year I founded an e-commerce art studio where I sell custom birdhouses and paintings. I was the sales team, marketing team, and legal department all in one. Moreover, I prospected my own leads, negotiated them, and also closed them. It was an incredible, exciting time for me to have my own company, and I learned incredible transferable skills that are relevant to your startup. Fortunately, right now, the company is doing well on its own and looking for new opportunities and challenges. My name is Ryan Gilman. Pleasure to meet all of you.
Hi, my name is Allison Green, and I'm a developer. I come from a huge STEM family. My sister and father are engineers, my other sister and mother are mathematicians, and then there's me. I've been obsessed with computers from a very young age, and I was able to translate that into a career. And I graduated from Northeastern University this past spring with a degree in computer science. While I was at Northeastern, I was able to work for 3 awesome tech companies. I worked for Smarter Travel Media, which is a subsidiary of TripAdvisor. I worked out in San Diego at Intuit on TurboTax Online. And more recently, I worked for the Cambridge-based startup Insight Squared. When I was at Insight Squared, I realized that I loved startups. So when I graduated, I knew 2 things for sure. 1, I wanted to be in New York City. And 2, I wanted to work for a startup. I get really excited about companies that are disrupting the space and splashing into still water. So if you're looking for an engineer with both a front and back end skill set, come talk to me and let's see if we can build something.
Hi everyone, my name is Risa Gu. I'm sort of a numbers junkie. Did you know that 70% of Americans are disengaged from their jobs? I didn't want to be a part of that. I used to work at PwC where I became an Excel nerd. Crunch numbers for 80 hours a week for 2 years will do that to you. I love to make my own path. First I found Startup Institute, and now I'm at the Techstars RGA Accelerator. Here's what I bring. I have intimate knowledge of financial statements and business valuation. I love hustling and building relationships. At Techstars, I'm working with startups to creatively solve business problems and to bridge the gap between hardware and software. I'm looking for my dream job, one that will combine business, technology, and people. I want to be the business gal that help you commercialize and scale. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Mark Ioli, and I recently graduated from St. Joseph University. I'm a published poet, bilingual, 我说一点中文, Chinese, and a former athlete. For the last 8 years, I've coached and rode at a national level. I was even elected captain my senior year. I look to bring that grit, grind, and leadership into a sales role. Discipline? I've never missed a 5 a.m. practice. It's a feat far more frigid than any cold call. Sales experience? I sold to Met Opera patrons, a customer base more demanding and knowledgeable than most. Most recently, I led biz dev and sales for Dear Kate, ladies' underwear startup. Like my Aunt Christina always says, if you could sell ladies' underwear, you could sell anything. Looking for a really competitive sales team, or to work with a VP of sales with a lot of experience, or an MBA. Personally, I didn't go to business school, but you know who else didn't go? LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and they just won not one, but 2 championships. My name's Mark. Let's split the commish.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. So I decided to put a little structure around my 60-second pitch this morning with a form that I think and hope that everyone here is familiar with, the 5 W's. And that's important because I think if you ask my mother or my father or my high school English teacher, they would tell you that I didn't learn anything in high school. So let's start it off. Who? I'm Harrison. What? I'm looking to get hired at an early stage technology company as one of the first hires to help build a brand and scale the business. Where? Here in New York City. When? In 30 seconds when this pitch is over. Why? I've held leadership roles as the captain of my college lacrosse team, in the office as the manager of business development for an early stage clean tech company. I've held positions as a brand and content manager, marketing manager, business to customer sales, business to business sales, and biz dev. And ultimately, I think the most important thing is that I straight up just know how to hustle. If the what portion of this little pitch here is a description of your company, or if you just like to talk, because Lord knows I do, let's talk afterwards.
Hey guys, my name is Peter, and I'm an immigrant and a developer, so I really suck at public speaking. To me, the most important thing is to love what you do. My whole life, I enjoyed building things. That probably explains why I ended up with a civil engineering degree and why I started transportation engineering grad school. Then I realized that instead of building roads and bridges, I wanted to join a startup. I found that with the technology and web development, you can build much cooler stuff and you can deliver much more value to people. What I'm looking for is I would like to join a social enterprise, and if you share the same vision with me, I would love to meet you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Adam Jaffe, just in case it's not big enough. You know, when I first moved to New York after undergraduate business school, I really wanted to do something that would help change the world and spread good. So I became an investment banker. While I was banking, you do a lot of daydreaming while banking, and I turned one of those daydreams into a screenplay that fell into the hands of a major Hollywood studio, and I very excitedly threw out all of my actual suits and exchanged them for bathing suits and moved to California. And one of the ways I supported myself in California was by working at a real estate crowdfunding platform. And I very quickly found myself becoming much more passionate about this than I was with what I was writing. And I realized at the heart of that passion was the same thing that initially drew me to screenwriting, and that is trying to understand human behavior. And maybe it's because I come from a family of psychiatrists, but this is really central to everything I do. So it's from this mindset that I approach all my work. If you need someone analytical to dig through data to uncover insights, and then strategically think about how to implement these insights to target customers, acquisition, retention, insights, freejaffe.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I love numbers. I'm obsessive about my own personal data, and I get really excited to track mundane things like student loan payments, budgets, and net worth. In fact, if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I get way too excited about tracking that, especially the budget part. When I worked at an agency, I became enamored with Excel. When I worked in telecom, my affection shifted to databases, and I connected large public data sets to corporate systems. When I developed and published 2 mobile apps as a freelancer, I was energized by the experiments I ran to optimize in-app purchase rate. Here at Startup Institute, what's excited me most is learning about SQL, data visualization, and cohort retention analysis. Why do we care about numbers? If your collection is disciplined and your methodology sound, data can reveal some truth in a world that's very complex and noisy. I think that's not only cool, but very powerful. My name is Joe. I want to see your numbers. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Dave, and I love stories. For the past 10 years, I have been a CG technical artist working in film. In fact, I'm lucky enough to say that I spent half my career working at Lucasfilm on a Star Wars animated series, where myself and many others actually helped George Lucas win his very first Emmy Award last year. Let's be real, he's not exactly an award winner, so it's kind of fun to brag about. I did everything from Python scripting to visual sculpting, painting, and lighting, but at the very end of the day, my ultimate purpose was to make sure that the artist understands the computer and that the engineer understands the artist. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, that's actually kind of hard when you think about it. So, I love technology. I love stories. And I love bridging the gap between the two. As a UX designer, allow me to help you tell the user experience story of you, of your brand. To bring that little piece of life into your product, and together, let's build that narrative that keeps the audience coming back for more. Thank you.
I began my career when I was 8 years old. I watched my mother fumble through her purse to find things and decided to take matters into my own hands. And that's when I invented a light in a purse. I brilliantly named it Lightning Bag. After graduating from the George Washington University with a marketing degree and a minor in dance, I had the opportunity to challenge the education system and join Teach for America as a first grade teacher. In this role, I learned the importance of analyzing data and used it to help my students achieve nearly 2 years of reading growth. I came out of the Corps still hungry to make an impact and began working for a startup in Miami where I built a strong foundation in content marketing and brand building. With my innovative 8-year-old self still at the Corps, I will strive to find new and unique ways to reach your customers while fighting passionately for your idea. If you're looking for a critical thinker, an innovator, and a hard worker, or if you just can't find something in your purse, I'd love to meet you and figure out how I can make an impact. I'm Carolina. Thanks for being here.
Hello everyone, my name is Steve. I wanted to kickstart my career as a web developer so bad, I sent my wife and 7-month-old baby to Korea for 2 months so that I could just code 90 hours. I have worked in the fashion industry for the past 7 years as a sales manager and an accountant, so I really have a good understanding of how to run a small fashion company. My first exposure to coding came when I built my first app using Microsoft Visual Basic application. But it wasn't until I saw this cool app built in Python that got me really hooked completely. So I quit my job 3 months ago, and so I started really hacking away. 1 month later, I joined Startup Institute to expose myself to the startup scene. These are the 3 key characteristics that I found out about myself. I love coding, I love new challenges, and then I love being a team player. And if you're looking for a junior web developer who's really passionate about coding, I want to work for you. Thank you very much.
So code bases can get really gnarly if you manage them poorly. They're like children. You raise them up the wrong way and they get crazy and out of control. Hi, my name is Bryce and I'm a junior software engineer looking to join a company that values good coding practices. It's important to me because it makes all the difference between time spent fixing bugs or actually building new products. Now, both are important, but I believe that with good coding practices, it will change the time ratio for both for the better. I also come from a long line of highly efficient workers, including my mom. She blends her lunch so she can drink it up in 5 minutes and get back to work. Now, I'm not talking like fruit juice, I'm talking like brown rice and broccoli smoothies. I'm not that crazy, but I do like being efficient, and I've learned in the past how to be efficient through automating spreadsheets and also managing large amounts of digital imaging assets. So if you're looking to keep your code from getting wild and crazy like those in the back, come talk to me. Thank you.
My name is Jeffrey Mainu, and I'm a builder and a thinker. In 2009, there were 17 million iPhones and only 70,000 apps in the App Store, compared to now. And I didn't own an iPhone, but I decided that I was going to build one of Africa's first iPhone apps. So I put together a remote team of people who didn't own iPhones either, and then we made it happen, basically. And the way we did this was with a lot of grilled chicken and with a lot of convincing. Chicken can build great apps, trust me. My background is in branding, marketing, and consulting for startups, even though my undergraduate degree is in computer science. But what makes me really special is that I know how people think. I believe that most people make decisions based on the knowledge that they have, and that our opinions are influenced by experiences. So if I can give you enough remarkable experiences, I can change what you do. This makes me really good at user experience design. Right now I'm looking for roles with ideation, brand strategy, and front-end development. If you want to come talk to me about grilled chicken or ideas, let's talk after this.
Hello everyone, my name is John Mortalini, and I'm passionate about helping others solve problems and succeed. I understand the value in placing the client above all, and feel that with a customer-focused mindset, a company simply can't fail. I'm a problem solver and a go-getter, with experience anticipating, meeting, and exceeding the demands of attorneys and clients as a legal assistant, customers as a retail sales associate, and most recently, the Startup Institute's partner companies, such as the travel website Fathom. At my alma mater, Bowdoin College, I stood out as a leader in community service. As a Spanish and Italian translator for the startup Verbalize It, I've enabled people from around the world to connect in meaningful ways. I'm looking forward to applying my passion for helping others and the various hard and soft skills that I've learned here at the Startup Institute to a rewarding career in a customer service, community service, or account management. I'm John Mortalini. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm Samuel Murphy. During my primary and secondary education, the Philadelphia School District focused on science and not computers, so I became a chemist. And not the Breaking Bad kind you're all thinking, right? About 5 years ago, I started teaching myself HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I kind of got to an impasse. I was like, what am I going to do now? And then the opportunity to join Startup Institute came about, so I jumped on it. There, they focused on Rails, Ruby, Node.js, Python, and Django. And now I'm a badass developer that can be an asset to your company. And just so you're wondering, this is the picture of what I'd look like working in your office.
Hi, my name is Carolina Mustacia. I'm a web developer who loves words. I have been a writer for most of my professional career, but my earliest training and background was in computer science and theoretical math. My first startup about a year ago, I thought that I was applying for a technical writing position, and when they heard about my computer science background, they hired me right into the engineering department. I worked in an engineering department, but I was not yet a developer. After a pretty short time, I felt that I was ready for something more challenging than writing code snippets and repetitive unit tests. So when I looked over at what the developers were doing, they were solving these fascinating, complex problems, and I thought, well, I can do that. So I taught myself Ruby, Rails, JavaScript. I started contributing to open source projects, and most recently, I just wrapped up a freelance web development project with the city of New York. I am looking for a company that shares my love of words, and I'm very excited to be part of the geeky community of technologists that are building the next big thing. So please come find me and tell me what you're working on.
Just to get a show of hands here in the audience, who here loves bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches? Exactly what I thought. I know it sounds silly, but I've actually designed a robot that makes bacon, egg, and cheese, and you can check it out on my website here. But prior to solving one of the world's more pressing issues, I went to school for aerospace engineering where I learned MATLAB and SolidWorks. After graduation, I really wanted to go more into the hardware sector, so I learned more about Arduino, I designed that robot, and designed more wearable devices. I kind of wanted to expand my horizons by going more into the software and web application development, which is where I found myself at Startup Institute, where I'm learning Ruby on Rails, JavaScript, Node.js, and more front end. So I'm looking for a position as a junior developer or a junior engineer at an awesome company that has an awesome product and awesome people. So if you have any of those and you want to talk, come find me. Thanks.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for being here. My name is Miriam Pack, and I'm looking to join a product team in a company that wants to change the status quo. My educational background in math, psychology, and business has given me a unique perspective on the factors that drive disruptive technologies. I'm proud to have worked with the cloud and IT ops teams at Netflix when it won its first Emmy in technology and engineering. There, I was digging through Jira tickets, sourcing outage information, and working with Fourier transforms and JUMP to measure the business impact of those outages. Afterwards, I joined Samsung. There, I supported the VPs of BizDev, CorpDev, and strategic investments. Our mandate was to build, buy, invest, or partner to create proof of concepts for new platforms. I've had a great journey, and however, I wanted to expand on my skill set. There are two reasons why I joined the Startup Institute. The first was to build a foundation in agile project management, UI, UX, and front-end web development, all towards the goal of joining a kick-ass product team. And second, to immerse myself in the New York tech community. And now I'm in front of you fine folks, and I look forward to getting to know you later today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dara, and I was always really interested in the way people grasp new concepts. You know the moment when you just get it? Yeah, that's why I decided to help autistic individuals perfect their daily tasks and show the importance of higher education to high school students. That moment, when it just clicks, can be caused by any trigger. A sound, a voice, a picture, that is an experience. And that's why I decided that marketing is where I needed to be. Bringing together the colors of content and the art of data in the digital world. Startup Institute let me combine my knowledge of human behavior and the power of social media to create a society. As a recent grad, I want to continue learning and contribute my skills of analyzing data and storytelling in a high-impact role in a growing company. My name's Dara, and I'd love to talk to you about inspirational and insightful content that can help your company grow.
Hi, my name is Brad, and I do not have a high school diploma or GED, but more on that later. For the past 7 years, I have run or directly managed product in every company that I've associated myself with. I've wireframed, done all sorts of usability testing, love hunting for bugs, and I have great empathy for my users. I also, as a former founder, have great high-level vision and the ability to get things done with very limited resources. But when you look at my resume, you don't see product manager. And people often look at me sort of oddly in that regard. And they certainly don't see closet nerd who builds his own computers or especially speaks something like death, right? Completely antithetical. And I came to SI to really change that perception. So I am now a pseudo front-end developer. I'm not a DOM expert yet. But I can accurately portray any aspect of any product that I touch to anybody who touches it. So, a developer, an executive, a user, or somebody in marketing or sales. So if you are looking for a really sharp product guy who has prior startup management experience, or you just want to know how I got into Stanford without a high school diploma, come sign and see me out there.
Hi, my name is Fahad Qureshi, and I'm an aspiring UX designer. When I was 13 years old, I was the webmaster for a professional wrestling website. Now, fortunately, I no longer watch professional wrestling. Unfortunately, my interest in designing websites took a backseat to a career in finance. When I was in finance, I was always the guy in the back of the stuffy conference room who talked a lot about how we can use technology to make our lives a billion times easier. That curiosity led me to lead some projects where I was able to help redesign the user interface for some of our internal systems. And that got me thinking. I realized that my interest in the way users interact with products, I had an intense fascination for it. How the look, the feel, and the function of a product is just as important to the success of a business as the idea that started it all. I want to be able to help with that. If you're looking for somebody who believes that the simplicity and functionality of design is crucial to the growth of your product, I'd be happy to help your team win the world title in UX design. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. My name is Ari Sharon. I'm a software developer from Israel. Recently moved to New York. A little background about myself. I served in the Israeli army for 3 years in an elite unit of the paratroopers. I studied computer science in Tel Aviv University, and I worked as a software developer in Intel's R&D center, and afterwards in Vermin Systems, building cutting-edge products for the intelligence industry. I have vast experience in development, ranging from C++, Java, C#, and recently here in Startup Institute, studied web development in Ruby on Rails. I'm really excited to be here in New York. I come from a place with an amazing tech industry, and I think here is even better. I would love to join a dynamic and growing company, building end-to-end products. I'm Ari Sharon. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm a proud rhino. I started out as a graphic designer in college, and it would have been really easy for me to stick with print design. But I believe amazing design involves both form and function. Any designer can make a website look good, but not all of them can make it work. Instead of jumping right into HTML and CSS, I decided I wanted to see what was going on behind the scenes. So I learned Ruby on Rails, and it was awesome. That's not to say it wasn't a huge challenge, it was, but I powered through and in the end came out with a product that I was really proud of. I could work my way toward becoming a unicorn, but that's not really what I want. I actually really love being a rhino. I want to find a place that will allow me to continue to push myself, to be the best product designer I can be, and contribute to a team that is as passionate as I am, as powering through and helping each other to get things done. If you're a rhino or are interested in meeting one, please talk to me after. I'd love to meet you. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Anastasia, and I started my marketing career as a superhero. I tackled challenges against time, I swam out of the deep end, I even skydived for a socially good cause. Having initiated marketing campaigns like a superhero-themed fundraiser, I became an events manager. I've organized national conferences and gala dinners for 200 people in as little as 2 months. Bear in mind, we're both on the same day. Having encouraged entrepreneurship through my events, I decided that I wanted to make a leap into the startup world myself and join the Startup Institute. During my time here, I joined a partner project where I utilized my analytical skills to conduct market research to better understand the customer behavior. I strive to design impactful experiences, both in person and online, by utilizing market research and data. I'm looking for opportunities that will merit my marketing skills and analytical skills, and I'm looking to join a company that are also being superheroes in their sphere. Let's meet.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura Small, and I recently saw this dysfunctional crosswalk sign here in New York. Pretty confusing, right? You stop, you walk. New York isn't trying to mess with you, which granted it might be. After that initial moment of confusion, you act. At my core, I'm a doer and a learner. Growing up, I developed an eye for seeing detail in the world around me, often seeing things that most people miss. I started my career as the Dr. Oz Show. For 4 years, I worked on every episode, and I guarantee you I have more kooky health knowledge than you. My most recent role at Oz was on the affiliate marketing team, working with television stations to help integrate the show locally. I gained valuable account management, content marketing, and partnership experience. If your company needs a calm, proactive person to get things done, I'm your gal, let's chat. And the next time you're at a crosswalk, don't jaywalk. Consider your options, me.
Hello, my name is Matt Sondage, and I'm a UX user experience designer. I have been designing for the past decades. 10 years! That's just insane. During this process, I lost some of my hair. But I also did other stuff too. I have an undergraduate degree in industrial design, graduate degree in design research where I did a lot of usability testing, years of experience where I created beautiful furniture, which is all about physical, real-life interactions and experiences. I was a professor of visual communication design at the age of 26, where I taught graphics and typography. I had my own non-tech startup, which led me to join Startup Institute. But the real reason why I'm standing in this room at this moment in front of you is that I believe in you. I believe in what you do. I believe that startups and technology has power to positively impact their users' life. And I would love to assist you in this tough journey in my skills in design. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt Sondage, and I'm a passionate user experience designer.
Hi, I'm Michael Spiegel. You may remember me from such films as... Wait, I've never been in any films, but I will be a star at your company. Early on, I'm in the sales and business development track, and I'm looking to leverage my passion for enterprise and B2B sales to take your company to the next level. Soon after getting my degree in computer engineering, I convinced a room full of military engineers to shift their product development strategy based on an hour of internet research and my ability to quickly assess their needs and problems. Later in my career, I became a patent attorney and have worked with crazy brilliant inventors, joyless lawyers, and big shot executive types ever since. I fought hard for my clients when I had to, negotiated whenever possible, and took every opportunity to surround myself with technology and technical people. I do whatever it takes to find solutions. I'll even squash some bugs in a pinch. Does your product have features that are hard to understand? I can explain it. Do you need someone to translate customer feedback into actionable steps by your dev team? I'm your guy. Are you tired of salespeople who can't effectively use the latest tools to attack their pipeline? Well, so am I. My name is Michael Spiegel. I'm an engineer, lawyer, and hopefully your next sales guy. Come say hi. Let's get some deals done.
It's Ryan Steven, not Steven Ryan. HTML is the genotype, CSS the phenotype, and gene expression is the JavaScript of DNA. Who would say that, right? Someone that has a master's in genetic manipulation and currently working in digital. 4 years ago, that transition was seamless. Science taught me how to solve problems systematically and to reiterate hypotheses based on analytical feedback. It also taught me how to think big and work small. Psychology taught me how to understand user intent and the mechanisms that drive social change. Product and UX design is the place where I can combine all of the things that I love into one single package. Design is the most important part of translating a complex idea into a functional and organized deliverable. When design is mixed with analytics and research, that process looks very much like the scientific method. Trust that a scientist who made the transition to digital can get that process right. Think like a psychologist, work like a scientist, implement like a designer. Do you feel the same?
Hello, my name is Natalia and I'm a designer. I grew up living in the advertising world. My parents owned an advertising agency in the Dominican Republic, and for years they worked with some of the biggest clients in the country. When I was 9 years old, my father passed away and my mom had to take over the company. Years later, I realized that in order to help my family and help the company grow, I had to become a graphic designer. Soles, which was the name of the company, was where I first learned about graphic design. After graduating high school, I decided to go to art school, so I went to the top art school in the DR. Without knowing how good I was getting, I won a full scholarship to study at Parsons. At Parsons, I fell in love with technology. I learned After Effects, Flash, HTML, and other design skills that now, after working in the industry for 5 years, I'm aware of how valuable these skills are. With these skills, I've been able to help a lot of people, and now I'm here to help you. My name is Natalia, and thank you for coming.
Good morning, my name is Thomas, and I'm a digital marketer. My background is in sales and business development. I've had the opportunity to work for a couple digital companies here in New York City. While selling, I learned it's really important to understand that we have 2 ears and just 1 mouth. So what I did moving forward from there was work with a lot of small businesses to really understand how online marketing works. I took that knowledge and transitioned over to the Startup Institute, where I made sure that what I thought I learned was absolutely right. I found out that I was a little bit not as good as I thought I was, and refined those skills, and I'm here. So if you guys want me to be the ears to your company, I'd love to talk later. Thanks.
Seconds. That's how long the earthquake that struck my home lasted and forever shook my life. Those same 60 seconds led to my departure from El Salvador. At first, I resented the move to America, but eventually I realized how lucky I was to be part of 2 worlds. I became increasingly aware of economic disparities and got involved in multiple social projects as I sought innovative solutions. My efforts so far culminate in the building of 2 schools for girls, one in India and one in Malawi. I manage these projects from ideation and fundraising to construction and completion. However, the not-for-profit model is not making fast enough change. Today, I believe most impact comes from the intersection of purpose and profit. And I'm so excited to kick off my career in a company that is tackling some of today's messy problems, particularly in the education space. I pick things up quickly and am willing to help out wherever possible because no task is ever too small. If you're looking for a recent college graduate that can help out wherever, whether it be wireframing or cold calling or even editing HTML pages, then look no further. I hope that today, in 60 seconds, I've been able to pique your interest, and I look forward to talking to you.
It all started in the 1st grade when I created the Bexley Elementary Lunch Bunch. As a place for my fellow students to gather and connect over our shared love of cookies. Hi, I'm Katie Tilson, and I build communities. When the Haiti earthquake hit, I took the idea of being a global citizen into action. I left the world of Coca-Cola advertising to connect people to build a more just world. Bringing 15 30-year-olds to Ghana with a human rights nonprofit, I saw how experiential education can build a community and make real change. Creating a young professional program, I learned how to connect a community online and off to understand the motivational patterns and the data behind what makes people want to engage. As I battled the traditional pace of a nonprofit, I grew inspired by the startup ecosystem that constantly iterates to improve and defy the status quo. Startup Institute was my chance to take a step back, figure out what I want, hone in on my marketing skills, and meet a lot of people. So if you're looking for someone who can talk to anyone in the room, has experience running online marketing campaigns, and loves cookies, let's chat. Thanks so much for being here, and I look forward to getting to know you soon.
Hello everyone, I'm Tay, and 6 months ago I was on the fast track to becoming a very boring person. I had a stable job at a growing ed tech company, but I had reached a personal and professional plateau. Human resources wasn't the best fit for someone who asks as many questions as I do. I majored in English because I believe words can change our personal beliefs to move the whole world forward. Recently, I found 2 other languages that are even better at convincing people to redefine their limits. One is code, the other is design. The skills I've picked up in the past 8 weeks have revived my belief in my own ability to create value. jQuery is my jam. Photoshop makes me feel like a superhero. That's why I have to work in tech, whether it's creating better tools to teach JavaScript or building enterprise software to rival any HR system I've seen. I thrive at the intersection of design and code. I can see myself as a product designer on a close-knit team working alongside developers to bring a product from vision to production. If your team is crafting a product that expands the way people think about who they are and what they can achieve, let's talk.
A little over a year ago, I was running investor relations at an $11 billion group of private equity funds. I was the one behind the scenes, making sure every number was updated, every investor had the information they needed, and every fundraising opportunity was targeted properly. At that same time, I was one of those people who would have chosen death instead of speaking in front of a large audience. As you can see, I've overcome that fear, and I owe it entirely to my new addiction to taking tons of improv comedy classes. So basically, from that personal and professional growth, I'm ready to take on a highly visible role in the incredibly dynamic New York tech community. I have an uncanny ability to connect with lots of different people, yet feel just as comfortable analyzing complex data. I grew up helping my family run its small business and thrive in entrepreneurial environments. I know that you only get what you earn. I'm looking to work at a company that has a collaborative, fast-paced culture. If this sounds like a great fit for you, I'd love to talk.
Hello everyone, my name is Anu Lekha, but I go by Anu. I recently graduated from Allegheny College with a background in English, Spanish, and economics. I'm a music lover, an avid reader, and someone who appreciates different cultures and languages. I'm trilingual myself, but more importantly, I'm a writer who likes data. As a college student, I co-founded a bubble tea startup. This was a student-run business that did two things. It introduced an innovative product to a new market, and it donated half of its proceeds to the Student Scholarship Fund. My startup experience and what I've been exposed to here at Startup Institute really cemented my interest in a data-driven marketing role, particularly taking data and transforming it into information that can be used in the decision-making process. And I've got to say, learning how to code my own website and tracking the behavior of users has been a revelation for me. So if you're looking for a writer who likes data, can pick up new information really quickly, and knows how to build relationships with people from different backgrounds, then let's chat.
Hi, I'm learning how to code. The thing with coding I learned is that the more I learn, the more I realize I have to learn. For example, when I got basic Rails rendering done, I thought I was done, I made a static page. But then I realized you have to learn how to figure out, update parts of the page asynchronously through Ajax, and you have to learn JavaScript. After you write all that, you have to figure out, well, how do you do tests for all this stuff, right? So I became very fascinated with hacking my brain, specifically hacking the learning functionality within my brain, because I have to learn faster. And in my research, there's this concept called the memory palace. So I know that sounds creepy, but it's really just a way for people to create visual hooks into otherwise ambiguous topics, like my name, John Wei. So the purpose of my 1 minute is for you to remember me. That my name is John Wei. I'm a full-stack Rails developer with a passion for early-stage startups. So I'm just going to give you a few visual hooks here. So for John Wei, you can think Johnny Walker. Now in your mind's eye, just imagine how smooth it is as you drink it. And, Johnny Walker, he's always walking somewhere, right? So he's walking a certain way. So there you have next we have full stack, or pancakes. Just breathe in the buttery aroma here. Imagine how great it is to take a bite and how soft it is. But it's all ruined because it's sitting on top of dirty, rusty railroad tracks. So now we have full stack on Rails. Finally, in your mind's eye, imagine passion fruit. More specifically, think about the seeds in the passion fruit, how juicy and sweet it is. This is because of a passion for early stage startups, which tend to be funded at the seed stage. So my name is John Wei. I'm a full stack Rails developer with a passion for early stage startups.
Hi, my name is Barry Wong, and I'm a web developer with experience using Django, Node.js, and Ruby on Rails. While I enjoy spending my free time improving upon my coding abilities and learning about new topics in software development, this was not always the case. After graduating from the University of Virginia, where I studied political science and economics, I pursued a side career as a short story writer, eventually self-publishing my work onto Amazon. About a year ago, I decided to take a hiatus from writing short stories to writing programs in code. Just as with natural languages, I found it fascinating to be able to manipulate code to convey a certain experience to the user. These days, instead of using Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, I now use Amazon Web Services. Instead of using metaphors, analogies, and verbs, I now use models, views, templates, and classes. If you're an ad tech or e-commerce startup looking for an atypical developer who can be expressive in English and Python, I'm the man for you. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Lee. I am an aspiring user experience designer. So I thought we could wrap things up today here by giving you guys a great experience. I've got the help of my man Jonathan Carrillo here. Hit it! Do-do-do-do. Go! Clap your hands everybody! Everybody just clap your hands. Sit, relax, and listen up. I'm gonna share my master plan. I've got a pass working on the street. No, not that, I mean Wall Street. That's right. I like to work harder than most. And deal with people who look up to both. As you can see, I'm a creative guy. Great design, I've always had an eye. I love hats. Seriously, whatever you need, that's what I'll be. The fastest learner you'll ever find. And like tomorrow, I don't mind. Go ahead, code, I know that too. Average user, I have no clue. Wireframes, research, and user flow. The way I think, I'm happy to show. Feeling good, bad, high or low. I don't care, come say hello. Now what you heard is not a joke. I just like to do a beat, but I'm professional too. So don't be scared. Let's talk, I'm Ryan Lee.
Thanks, Ryan. That's why we had to skip over him in the alphabetical order. We didn't want to make anyone